Dave here at Russo's RV Center in Lakeville, Mass. Today we're looking at a 2023 Rockwood 2606 WS Ultralight. This is 29 feet 9 inches from the tip of the hitch to the rear bumper, 8 feet wide, 2 slides. You got a main slide with a theater seat and dinette, and then a wardrobe slide in the bedroom. Massive storage compartment in the front, as we will soon see. Great spacious rear bath. Lovely unit. I compare it often to the 2511 Mini. This is like the size up from the 2511 if you are comparing Rockwoods and you want to go a little bit bigger. It's a good choice. Front windshield, automotive grade. Rock guard on the first third of the front cap for protection. Battery box can fit 2 batteries, 2 standard SRM 24, 30-pound propane bottles, 2 30-pounders, front power jack, nice easy to use holders for the chains and the 7-way plug. On the ultralights, the power stabilizers come standard, whereas on like the minis, they are an option still. They come standard with the regular manual stabilizers. When we order a unit for stock, we always get the slide toppers. Some dealers just order them without them and then they can charge you more to put them on later. We just like to get them with the toppers on already. It's a better value for you. And yeah, we just like how the factory does it. So we usually go with factory installed toppers. Got some info on the unit here. 6466 is the dry weight of this specific unit. It's going to vary a little based on the options you get. So the number in the book is almost never going to match the number of the actual unit. It's going to be in the ballpark, but it's not going to be exact. This particular model has 2 separate gray tanks. There's they call it the galley tank or gray tank number 2 in the front. That's going to be just for your sink. So anything that goes down the sink, that's 45 gallons just for the sink drain. And the rest, so the bathroom, black tank and the gray tank. So gray tank meaning anything that goes down the shower drain or the sink in the bathroom is going to go out here. And that's your outlet underneath. You get the valve, you get the gray on the left, black underneath on the right. Rockwood is stuck with the Goodyear tires for another year. So for the 2023s, they're still going to have Goodyears. Torsion Torflex axles, independent suspension. It's going to be a nice smooth ride going down the road when you hit those bumps. Potable water fill right next to your city water fill, and cable satellite hookups, tank flush, the all-important black tank flush to keep that tank clean. Use chemicals. Can't stress that enough. You always have to use chemicals in those toilets to keep your gauges clean and make sure you don't have any issues down the road. Reading the proper levels, but also make sure everything's flowing properly. Outside shower, hot and cold, 50 amp service on the ultralights. Ladder will come standard on all of them, just like on the mini lights. Spare 2-inch receiver, rated for 300 pounds. 200 watt solar panel standard on the roof, 1000 watt inverter. The underbelly on the ultralights, just like on the mini lights, is enclosed. This is good for a couple of reasons. Better insulation, using the camper in cold weather. Also better for towing. You're not going to get those air pockets like you would if it was just all open underneath. The air is mostly just going to flow over that underbelly covering. So between the axles, the rounded front, and the underbelly, it's going to be a nice towing trailer. Awning goes almost the whole length of this unit. There's a huge awning, it goes out 8 feet. LED lights, grab handle, more ride steps, easy to adjust. So anything that was good that Rockwood added in the last few years, they haven't gotten rid of anything. They just added and made things better. That's your spot for the griddle and the small table that'll go next to it. Gas line would hook up underneath. you had to bring your slide in for some reason, motor wasn't working or whatever, it can happen. That's why they put that there, and there's going to be a crank for that. Low point drains. If you're watching this video and it's time to winterize and you own this unit, nice to know where those low point drains are. You can see them right there, hot and cold. Low point drains. Gas electric water heater, 6 gallon. And one of the things I really love about this model is this front storage compartment. Kind of reminds me of like a fifth wheel storage area. It's so big. Put like a little mattress in there. Put a kid in there. Don't do that. Don't. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know, you could actually like sleep in there. It's insane. Crank handle for the front jack. Crank handle for the slide room if you have to bring it in. And the griddle's in the bag. 50 amp cord is in the bag. 1000 watt inverter. The box is right on that side. You can get to the other side as well. Look at that aluminum throughout the construction. Yeah, so let's take a look inside. I said earlier in the video that this is like the larger version of the Rockwood Mini 2511S, and I think that's just very true. I've had a lot of customers that go from one to the other. A lot of times it's based on the weight, what they feel comfortable towing, but it's the same basic layout where you have a theater seat in the slide, nice spacious rear bath, TV with a fireplace across from the theater seat, and then front bedroom with the sliding door. So I'll often see comparisons between the two. So you may want to, if you're looking for this kind of layout, I would recommend looking at the two and then comparing and seeing which one would fit what you're looking for more closely. I think if you can spring for the space, if you have the tow vehicle, I love, you know, have the extra space is fantastic. You have a full dinette. That's something you don't get in the 2511. You just have a table that would go in front of the theater seat. But certainly if you're concerned about weight, or you just don't want to tow a unit this long, you want to go something a little smaller, 2511. Same basic layout, just a little bit smaller. So yeah, rear bathroom, spacious rear bath with a sliding door. Large shower. This is a little bit bigger than those corner showers you see on some of the Rockwood floor plans. Skylight, of course, for the tall folks to stick their heads. Rockwood, every single Rockwood you're going to see, I shouldn't say every single one, but the vast majority are going to come standard with the max air vent with the cover in the bathroom. It's going to move over 900 cubic feet of air a minute. Porcelain toilet. Decent counter space. Medicine cabinet with a mirror. And we're going to go over the storage space a little later. We'll cover that. But bathroom does have some storage. Across from the theater seat, there's an electric fireplace. When it's on, you do have that fire look, the ambiance of it, and it's a space heater. So it's going to give you that supplemental heat. Sound bar, radio underneath the television, and the TV itself. That does kind of swivel. So yeah, I swiveled it out just so you can see. You can sit at the dinette. Someone's, you're eating over here, or you're playing games or something, you can sit over at the dinette and watch the TV from here without a problem. Or you just move it back to where it was so the folks sitting there can see it. The theater seat reclines almost totally flat. You can't see it right now because there's nobody sitting in it, but when you do sit in that seat, you can go almost flat. It goes way back. Center console for drinks, and then there's, it's so cold right now. Things aren't working normally, but yeah, you have the outlet and you got the USB port. And on either side, a little bit of storage, like a remote control or magazines or whatever you want to put in there. And when you're hooked up to electricity, these buttons here will inflate or deflate that section of the chair so that you have a little bit more back support. 12 volt refrigerator, just under 11 cubic feet. So a lot more space than the 8 cubic foot gas electric ones that used to be standard in the Rockwoods. And the spatula, big fan of the spatula. Does have a bottle opener on the end of it. It says Forest River. So this is actually an inline water filter, which is a lot easier to put on and take off than the standard ones, the ones that were in the cartridges for all those years. Those were, honestly, they're even getting harder to take on and off in the last few years. So I'm glad that, at least on some models, Rockwood is switching over to this system. The oven, the glass front, very spacious. Not going to cook a Thanksgiving turkey in there, but you actually can use this oven. Some RVs have like half the size oven. Maybe you could put like a little pizza in there, but it's actually usable. 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover. Ooh, fun light in there, accent lights. 2-sided sink. Stainless steel. Counter space is always a premium in RVs, so to make up for a lack of counter space, Rockwood has provided an extension table. Mounts right there with the leg. If you want to have a little more room to get around, you can certainly just take it off. Comes off easily, and you can store it probably either under the bed or in the storage compartment outside. You can walk around this bed and get to either side without much trouble. Both sides have shelving and USB plugs and outlets for your devices. Storage above, lights above, and storage underneath the bed. We'll show you in a bit. Wardrobe slide. There's shelving on the left, and then there's a wardrobe area on the right to hang your clothes. One of the great things about this model is the storage space, so let's go take a look at that. Right next to the door and the control panel is this walk-in storage closet with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 4 shelves, but an area right on the floor too for storage, and then you can hang clothes, jackets, whatever, right on those hangers. So nice addition. Behind the medicine cabinet and under the sink, a little bit there, but your main storage in the bathroom is in this tall cabinet. Deep shelves of this one, and then a storage space underneath as well. A lot of storage actually in this bathroom. Above the theater seat, this space is all open, so even though there's 3 different cabinet doors, it's all one open space. On either side of the dinette seats, there are those deep drawers. Under the sink, a little bit of room. Above the sink, these 2 cabinets. They are separated. Underneath the extension, there are these drawers that each of them pulls out that far. That's for silverware. And above the television, these aren't really deep, but you can use this. These are shelves for additional storage. As mentioned earlier, the wardrobe slide, you have storage shelves on the left, and then room to hang your clothes on the right side. There's a space underneath the bed, and a couple of drawers underneath that. To the right side, drawer that slides out, storage space above the bed, goes all the way across, and another small. That is not a pull-out drawer, that's just a cabinet. That just flips down for additional storage. All right, let's see what it's like with the slides then. Standing at the entry door with the slide all the way in. You can see the bedroom is inaccessible unless you were the skinniest person alive. But if you're not the skinniest person alive, that's going to be basically impossible to get in there. You can still get to the refrigerator, and the door should open most of the way. It opens all the way, actually. Great. So you're not restricted. You get to the sink. You're not restricted there. And you have access to the bathroom. Plenty of space for somebody to just walk right in to the bathroom. Very important. This 2606 Rockwood Ultra Lite is available at Russo's RV in Lakeville, Massachusetts.